Okay. Let me get this set up. It's been a day. It's been a day. That's all I got. It's been a day. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika, by the way. And I'm going to give it a few more minutes for people to get on here. And then I'll do my Witchy review. Okay. Right. Turn on there so you can see. And hello, whoever's there. Thank you for coming in. Okay. All right, so I'll give it one more minute. All right, get into this book. Whew, I was doing so much running around, coming to sit down. I'm so tired now. Okay. Looking down at my notes. All right, so I'll start at about 2 minutes in. So that's a few more minutes. If you're watching this on the replay, thanks. Thank you. Okay. All right, so I think I'm going to sneeze, but I think I'm going to go in a sec. Oh, that was coming. It's the incense burning behind me too. Lemon verbena. Cleansing. I did a lot of house. I'm in the process of cleaning. I stopped to look at the time. I said, oh, shoot, I got to get on. All right, so I'm going to go. Again, I am Mika. This is Leap Taken. And here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And today I'm going to be talking about this book right here, Potions, Elixirs, and Brews by, I think it's Anais Alexander. So this is the book. Now, she is a YouTuber, by the way. The person who wrote the book, she's also a YouTuber. She's, from what I understand, I did not realize that when I bought this book, but somewhat of a successful YouTuber. So I felt even good about purchasing the book, honestly, because I did see that she was, in fact, also, somebody who was a fellow YouTuber. So again, here's the book. I'm just going to get right into this and give the review. So, okay. I think the book is creative. Let's just start there. I think that this book is super creative. I like what she's done here for the most part. Yeah. Again, a perk was that I checked and she is a woman of color. And I thought that was pretty nice and cool to see that, that she's also writing this book and so forth. And I'll get into what the book is about in just a moment. These are the positives up front. Again, I wasn't aware of her YouTube channel initially. When I was reading it, she talked about it. So there's that. And, but I went to go check out her channel and she has really interesting content and I like what's on the channel pretty much. So there's that. Okay. So this book is basically a modern witch's grimoire of drinkable spells. So it's basically potions, things you can drink, in recipes. For drinks that you want to make. So I'm going to start with, this is what you can expect. Look at this. And forgive my nails. I'm in the process of getting to them. I just had to take my polish off, so they're a little rough. But anyway, this is what you can expect looking at the book. Hopefully that came over right. But the recipe is for Secure the Bag. Love that. And there's a lot of different ingredients calling for the recipe. I'll worry about that in just a moment because I'm going to break down that. But the ritual piece of it, the ritual that all the drinks have this here, they have the ritual part. And it just, while preparing this drink, allow the serving glass to rest on top of an unfolded dollar bill. While you pour the potion into the glass, gently remove the dollar bill while saying, may prosperity find its way to me as I will it, so mote it be. So this is what you could expect with this book. Now, She gives over here a little bit of description about the recipe and the witchy side of it, and key correspondences included in this drink are, and she'll list them here. Sometimes the list is shorter, depends on the drink, but like bergamot, cinnamon, eggs, orange, which leads me now into the next part of this book, on one of my issues with it. I think a lot of the ingredients are hard to find. I think they're hard to find. I think there's too many references to dairy. If you're someone like me who is trying to eat more plant-based, or if you are vegan, or even, well, vegetarian, maybe not so much, but if you're trying, or even paleo for that matter, and you're trying to avoid dairy, there are a lot of recipes. I went through these recipes one by one, and they have quite a few have dairy, and then the others are eggs. So, and the other part about it is some of them I would not enjoy the flavor combinations. So these are kind of like, and it's the basis of the book, so it's kind of a big deal because the whole book is recipes. So if I'm telling you that it's kind of hard to find some of this stuff, like this isn't something you can just whip out, you know what I mean? And be like, oh, I'm going to try one of these drinks, unless you have a full stock bar and fridge with a couple things like this and this one here, right? 2.5 tablespoons of Goldschlager. Now I'm sure I could find that at my Total Wine, right? All right, we'll let that one go. A tablespoon of strong cold Earl Grey tea. Okay. Lemon juice. Okay. 2 tablespoons pasteurized liquid egg white. Orange simple syrup and ice cubes. That she does give instructions on the orange simple syrup. Let me just say that. And then that requires water, a zest of 1 orange, freshly squeezed orange juice, and 4 fluid ounces of a half a cup of orange blossom honey. Okay, so there's that. Now, some of you might say, that's nothing. I have that on hand, but I'm going to guess a lot of people don't have this sort of stuff on hand. And I think that is my biggest issue with this book. I love the hardcover. I love how thick the pages are. They're like super thick. Like if you wanted to write a couple notes on here, if you made some modifications to the drinks, to the recipe, to me, there's space to do that. You can really work with this book. So these are the positives. But when it comes down to what's actually in the book, I don't know. I don't know. Some of these, a good amount of these recipes just felt like they were unnecessarily difficult. I don't know. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need to restock my bar. I don't know, but that's just how I felt. Now, I'm just finding random recipes like Lady Luck's Kiss. This one here. Okay. First of all, it's pretty. I love the design of this book. Let me just be clear. I love everything, the aesthetic. I love the colors, the pastels, the black and white, like that appeals to me. When I saw this, I was like, oh, that's going to be good. Listen to the ingredients for this. The key correspondences are chocolate and then mint. And she breaks down, what that, for instance, dark chocolate as well as cocoa nibs or cacao nibs have been associated with drawing prosperity to the caster due to their rich and earthy nature. So stuff like that. Is that a cocktail book? Yep. It's a modern witch's grimoire of drinkable spells. So this particular one, she's saying ice cubes, Bailey's Irish cream. All right, you can find that. 2 tablespoons of creme de menthe liqueur vodka, and then 2 tablespoons of whole milk, half and half. And then she puts squirty cream. Now, before you ask, yes, it really does say squirty cream. Yes, it does say that. So I'm like, is that whipped cream? You get what I'm saying about this? And I just thumbed through this. Like, I don't have these marked. It's just random things like that where I'm like, huh? I wanted to love this book. I think because she was a YouTuber more than anything, because they talk about that in the beginning, and I actually read it. I wanted to like this book so bad. All right, let me just get back to, because I got notes here, because I know I was going to feel some kind of way talking about it. I feel bad that I did not enjoy this book. I feel bad because, one, there's recipes in here. It's really nothing in here I want to even try. My goal was, when I envisioned doing this review, I would have one of the drinks ready to go, because who don't want a cocktail on a Friday afternoon. But I'm really telling you, it's just no. It's just, there's just not enough. Like, I would have to do so much planning, and then what am I doing with all this leftover stuff? um I Anyway, so let me get back. So she says, so the correspondence section for each recipe was very concise. Love that. That's a positive. The ritual, which I talked about, it's simple steps, and it seems like it would be effective. Let me just start there. You know, when I just a quick one. Just, I'm going to throw this at you. Yeah, and I like, if I buy a bottle of something special, or the recipes in the book that use. Yeah, like, what am I doing with the leftover? What if I don't like this drink and I didn't bought all this stuff? Like, what? This one, just look at this one. Back from the future. Have you ever wished you had knowledge of people or events that you would not normally have knowledge about? Allow your psychic abilities and clear cognizance to flourish, and this will allow truth to simply pop into your mind from out of nowhere. And that's the whole, point of this, right? So the ritual was, drink this potion while facing west and calling in the energy of the element of water to guide you while diving into your future. Listen to the ingredients. Listen. 2 tablespoons of absinthe. I'm sure I could buy this at Total Wine. I'm assuming I know I've seen it before. Then they want 2 tablespoons of freshly squeezed lime juice, 2 tablespoons sweetener of your choice, and water, ice cubes. I guess this is an easier one. I would just go on a hunt for that absinthe. It's not hard. I guess, maybe it's just me. I know they're trying to be creative. I get it, but I feel like, I don't know. All right, let me get back. I mentioned before, because I have notes. I got all my notes here that I wrote down. I love that the pages, I mentioned before, are thick and it's hardcover. I love the font and the artwork. It was aesthetically pleasing to me. The soft color palette was soothing. And I think it really allows for the words to pop out and to read this and make this very easy to read. Yeah, you need to have a big stock, but yeah, you need to basically be a bartender, like low key a bar set up in your house. I got a little something, but I'm not on this level to keep this going. I think she said she was a bartender, by the way, and maybe that's why this makes sense. I don't know, but okay. And before I get into my overall, I did, because you're kind of guessing probably how I felt about it. There was something else I wanted to point out. It wasn't a recipe. It's the sections in between. So there's these sections in between. They'll all be black with white lettering. And this one, it's like, what type of witch are you? And you fill it out, answer some questions, and you find out what type of witch you are. And then there's like this one, the witch's pyramid. And this is just going into like the element, to know, to dare, to will, to be silent, to go. That, and let me see if I could find something else here. I'm going to make a point about this. Like, this is where you get like a little bit of the, I guess, grimoire aspect of it, with these sections on here where it's like right before a different chapter or something. Like, this is the financial success potion. So right before them, you have this section, and like before the love and before whatever else, they have this section. And they break down like different aspects of witchcraft. That was actually pretty nice. Let me see. Absinthe sounds like something more Tisha Adams would drink. I know, like, I used to think that was illegal, but I guess it's no longer illegal. I thought that was illegal. Is it the real kind? Like the kind they used to take in, what's that called? Like a purple or blue fairy? I remember watching something in a movie where whenever they would do the absinthe, They would get like too high or something. I don't know. I don't even remember what movie it was, but it was a reason that they outlawed it because people were getting too drunk from that. High, actually, beyond drunk. Correspondence and celestial synchronicity. Like she talks about that. So you get some yeah, green fairy. That's right. You can get information out of here because you remember she said it's a grimoire, you know. So those sections in between, you can get some witchy content. You can get some information. There's not like spells written in there. I really wanted to like this book. Please let me just say this. I really, really wanted to find more value out of this book. There was, if I'm being totally honest, there's really nothing in here that I will ever use. I probably just need to donate it. Maybe at some point when I finally get to the point where I do a giveaway, I'll give it away. I have not, all I did was open it to review it. I was really looking to see if there was something in here I would really, look forward. Like I said, I wanted to make something. And I don't like anything. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It's not for me. It's not for me. I don't do dairy. I'm avoiding eggs. And I don't feel like having to stock my bar on a level that with drinks, I'll never drink. Like, I don't like cream de menthe. Peppermint schnapps was one of them. Like, I hate those things. So I'm not going to buy it and stock it. But anyway, if you are interested in checking it out for yourself, please go look in the description because I did put the link there for purchasing it from Amazon. I am so disappointed with this. It looks so pretty. And, they say don't judge a book by its cover. I judged the book by its cover and I thought it was awesome. So, overall review, how do I feel about it? Well, the structure for each of the drinkable spells, I thought it was fun and approachable. I think if you're not, turn into journal. I know, right? I could do that. Ooh, yeah. Since I love this so much, I could kind of make my own. Oh, thank you. Oh, Barbie doll. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's a good idea. Because look at the in-between pages. Tell me that is not killer. So I could have this and then turn the page, right? All right, so I can keep this verbiage about healing potions in the correspondence. But when it comes to the drink, like this one, which I'll never do because it's 5 tablespoons of anise hyssop simple syrup. I don't know how to make this. 1 anise hyssop tea bag. I've never seen this in my life. Maybe it's just me and I drink too. I'm a basic witch. I don't know how to get this. But anyway, yeah, maybe I could cover some of this up and I could get paper crafts. I could get crafty with it. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you. Because I feel bad because I don't want it to just sit on my shelf and I never look at it again. It gives an opportunity to tweak some of the potions, so that's a positive. You can tweak some things, although there's not too many substitution or options for substituting different things. A couple times I did see it, but not too much. Okay, I purchased this definitely because I was taken in by the cover and I wanted it. And I had success with my other books, well, somewhat success with my other witchy cocktail books and potions. So I just kind of want to reintroduce those again. I did reviews on each one of these. By far, this is my favorite. This is something, regardless of YouTube or anything like that, I will be making I continue to make drinks. Like this was by far my favorite. The Blood Moon Margarita, that was good. I love the way this book looks. It's glossy pages. I really like this book, and I actually feel like, okay, the ingredients and things that they're asking for in here, it's not too crazy, and I can see how I can make some modifications for the most part. Like this one, Beltane Bee's Knees. This one is asking for me to make a jasmine cinnamon honey syrup. Honestly, if I didn't have the jasmine, I would just make a honey syrup and just keep it pushing. Like I could see me doing something with honey and cinnamon and mimicking and still just making the drink, but it's a few ingredients. It's not that crazy. So I really, this is my favorite. I think out of, well, I'll show you the next one, but this one's my favorite. And then there was this one, The Natural Witches Cookbook. All right. This is still better than this one, but this is still not that great. I wanted this to be great. This has all kinds of recipes in it, food, potions to drink, so it is comparable. And it even has stuff I took from here, a way to do some oils for my face, a serum, and then like a what did I make from here? Yeah, it's basically something for my face, which worked, by the way, and it smelled great. I used geranium essential oil. That was like the main thing. Love this book for that purpose. Yeah, that was a good thing. I'm trying to get to it here. Yeah, I tried these two things here: the Night Elixir for External Youth and Rejuvenating Green Mask. Out of the whole dang book, this is the only thing I've tried, and the only thing I want to try. But I don't want to try anything out of this book. So that's why I said technically this one is better, but they're still not really great. And that's why I do this review. Of course, it's my taste. It's what I like. You might feel totally different, but this is the better one. I wish for success for the author. I hope she comes out with more books. And I paid for it. So, she got my coin, she got my money. So I'm okay with that. I don't feel bad that I purchased the book. Because now that I know more about her, I love the fact that, like I said, she's a woman of color and, she did this book and she has a YouTube channel. And I mean, girlhood, witchhood, I want to support. So I'm good with that. But the book wasn't good. I'm sorry. So again, there wasn't any particular recipe or potion that stood out to me that I would want to make. And I was going to say I might reference this at some point, but, now I'm probably going to turn it into a junk journal book and just have fun with it. It's a very expensive one, but, it is hardcover, so that's cool. But I really look forward to trying that. When I do it, I'll do a video so you can see how I do that. I love when I see people take books or like old books and, sometimes they take some of the pages out, which, I might just have to, but I love when people do that. There's a bunch of people on YouTube who definitely do that. So yeah, that's pretty much the review. I was not looking forward to this. This is probably why I took on so many things before I went live that I could have waited for. Yeah. I could have waited to do afterwards or start earlier, and I've been up earlier than usual because I really wasn't looking forward to talking. I don't like doing bad reviews. Like I don't want to, speak bad or negatively over people's work as someone who is, producing content of all sorts. I don't really like doing that because I know how that feels on the other side. So I don't want to make, anybody feel bad or say like they did something wrong. There's nothing wrong with this book. It just didn't appeal to me. And I guess the way I drink, yeah, that's probably what it is. It didn't appeal to me because of the way that I drink my alcohol, the type of combinations of drinks that I like to use. So I'll be nice and I say that. I feel so bad. I wanted to love this book. I keep saying it, but that's really just how I feel. But you feel how you feel. And I went through it twice. I looked at those recipes because the first time I kind of skimmed and I read it again and I was like, all right. And there was one other thing of course I can't find it now and I didn't bookmark it, but in that in between section where she gives like, these pages, there's only a few sections where it's like this, but she talked about not appropriating culture, other people's culture. And one of the things that she talked about was sage, using sage to thank you, by the way, the Alt Barbie, thank you. No, it doesn't resonate with me. But she was talking about saging and how we, meaning if you're not Native American, shouldn't be using, I found that section, cleansing your space, woke smoke cleansing. So I read all this and she was talking about basically not using the term smudging because that is a term specifically for Native Americans to use for their spirituality, or indigenous people, I should say, not native, but indigenous people. Yeah, she said even the term smudge is intrinsically tied to this indigenous practice. It should not be used by non-native people. Be sure to use the term smoke cleansing instead if you are a non native person cleansing yourself or your space with smoke through fumigation or suffumigation. So there's that. I say smudging. And forgive me, I mean no disrespect. I don't say this in a way like, well, I'm going to keep saying it, but it made me aware. And I was like, that okay. That's going to be tough to get. I don't think a lot of us even realize what we're doing when we say it. So yeah, I know now. So technically, I should stop. Yeah, smudging or saging. Can I say sage? Is she saying I can say saging? No, I didn't see that part. No, just don't. Yeah, technically, we shouldn't even be using sage. Yeah, I think it's okay if you're respectful. Yeah, I'm never not being respectful when I'm saying it. And then let's talk about indigenous people, because there's a lot of us who believe that from history, not opinion. I know I homeschooled my kids and we did a whole thing on pre-slavery as far as Africa is concerned. And forgive me because my mind charges to my head, not my heart. But I'm going to try to remember this lesson. I know I was working with my son, he's the last one. And it was high school level history. And we were talking about, there was something that said that there is proof of, the type of boats and things like that were built, or ships that were built in Africa, where they did come to the Americas way before slavery. Because there's this idea that we only came here through slavery, and that we had come here way before then. So when you say indigenous people, that could be me, that could be you, if you, depending on where, I don't know. That gets a little awkward, I think, when you talk about things like that. And I appreciate what she's trying to do, but I also think this is, I don't want to, how do I say this? I'm just saying it bluntly, and you guys hopefully know my heart. I am 40 plus years old. So when you start talking about being woke and things like that, for me, I feel like I already am woke by default, by just living longer than, let's say, the author and people who use that terminology. Like, I feel like, not that I get a pass to just say whatever, but yeah, I kind of get a little bit of a pass. I know things. I understand what some are considering offensive now. First of all, I have yet to find an indigenous person in the way that she's using it, or a native person who specifically says not to use the term smudge. And if you guys know that, let me know. I'm curious. I haven't personally come across that in the YouTube world, in the virtual, or through social media apps, or, in person. She references an article by the Indigenous Corporate Training Incorporated, a Canadian organization that delivers anti-bias trainings, says that smudging is traditionally a ceremony, and it goes on for purifying and cleansing, but you guys know that part. Yeah, so I okay, I'm probably older than that Canadian organization. And I don't know, I feel like I know more people, I know more things. I know I'm being a little extra right now, but I do. So I kind of feel like, let's chill on the woke stuff a little bit. Trust me, it'll be a new cycle on something that everybody else is on board with, all of a sudden becomes, something everybody's against, or you can't say this, or you can't say that. I tread lightly in that world because I don't want to, I mean, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or offend anybody, but easy on the woke stuff. What do we got here? It's because you seek out some indigenous, YouTube pages to see what they'll have to say about it. Just extra learning. Yeah, cool with learning, cool with understanding. You know, a funny thing is I got on TikTok recently, not Leap Taken, just me personally. And I don't know how, I don't understand TikTok's algorithm just yet. I'm learning. And one of the things is I had was a lot of Native Americans on there, you know, on different accounts. I mean, I got a lot of stuff on there where I really don't know how that happened, but here I am. Anyway, but yeah, I was looking at that and, you know, I start following quite a few because I was learning so much and, you know, they're just talking about their experiences and like modern day experiences. So I found that very interesting and I'm still looking, I still follow some people. So I dig that. So I guess I'm educating myself more from the actual people, not just YouTube, but yeah, I'll probably check on YouTube, but I bring it up because why are we talking about this in this potion book? But I guess that's the grimoire part. I don't know. When it feels too separating raw from raw. Yeah, like wait, so if I'm following the same thing, I'm not allowed to say it. It's truly a statement from indigenous people, though. Then I'll respect exactly. If I can get that information directly from them, I can respect it. I don't want to offend anyone. Um, from what I've seen, natives sell bundles to the public, so it seems cool. So this is one of those things. My daughter and I talk about this. My daughter's 24 years old. She'll be 25 this year, April. And we were talking about this subject a little bit, and she says sometimes the people who are telling you you're being offensive to another group of people don't really know what they're talking about. And I believe her because I believe she's in the center, just age-wise, of dealing with that. And it could be any subject, where I just feel like the people telling me how offensive I could be are not even the ones who should be offended. And the people who should be are not. So why am I correcting myself and saying a bunch of extra words or using certain phrasings that people don't even, the people that should care don't care. I think one of those, what comes to mind, we were talking about the Latin X, if you guys know what I'm talking about in that conversation. Now here's where I know, because after living in South Florida and I live in Arizona, I am around a lot. When we go out and we deal with people, we make friends here. Quite frankly, a lot of them are, I mean, we have some white folks, a couple Black people, but I have access to a lot of people, Hispanics, Latin people, right? So they don't say Latinx. I'm saying Latin, but they don't even say that. We just say Hispanic. I'll say Hispanic if I'm describing somebody else, and nobody says anything. Younger, older, they're like, they don't correct me. They don't say I'm saying anything wrong. They know what I mean. And just to take it a step further, when I was growing up in Jersey, we didn't even say Hispanic. That's a new word in my adult years. Growing up, we just say Spanish. You could be Puerto Rican, Dominican, Mexican. First of all, we didn't have a lot of Mexicans where I lived in Jersey, but now they are. Mostly Puerto Ricans and Dominicans of my little world of Jersey. And we just said Spanish. And that was just the norm. They said Spanish when they were talking about other people. I'm just saying it recycles, guys. So calm down on the woke stuff. Ma'am, what is her name? Anise? Yeah, calm down on the woke stuff a little bit. What do I have here? Choose what I see. Okay. I feel like calling. Oh yeah, hi, Coco. Yes, you did. You caught it. I'm almost done, but you caught me. Thank you. Yeah, this bothered me too. And I didn't want it to bother me. I'm reluctantly talking about all this, but I'm really breaking it down because it kind of sucked. I'm happy to give her money, but for the book. And thanks to the Alt Barbie, I now have a junk journal craft book that I can use. Thank you for that, because it's such a cool cover and I kind of want to do it. And now I can make my own thing, and I might take stuff from my favorite one out of this and put them in here with my spin on it. So I guess that's how I have to approach it. I said, you know what? Now I'm just thinking back. Part of my craft, I said I wanted to get more into potion making, right? That was my goal for 2021. Funny how the universe look at this. Look how it listens to me. I buy this. I was not thinking about this when I got this, by the way, but look at how that works out. There are no accidents. But yeah, none of the Latino community in Texas uses like they just plain old Hispanic around here. Right, exactly. I studied with a native spiritual leader for 3 years, and the way the public smudges is not what they taught me, and they definitely do not care about what people do. That's what I'm saying. First of all, if I can grow, well, one, if I can grow it myself, which we can all individually grow our own sage bundles, you could, just get some seeds or get the plant, so you can grow it. So you mean to tell me if I grow it, I can't use it? I mean, just because, I don't know. And I'm not going to go down this road, but the point is too much further. I was going to say, I mean, technically, well, most of America's is, I guess, native land, but I feel uniquely where I'm at right now is because, there are whole sections that are owned by the indigenous people, the casinos where I'm at right now. So I don't know. I feel like I'm close to that, but I'm not going to drag her too much about that part, but it did stand out to me. There's not much else in here that tips into, that kind of conversation. I thought it was a little misplaced. I didn't understand why she was talking about that, the alternative, I'll just end this part about it. She was saying, she said, yeah, personally, I like to use cedar bundles to smoke cleanse. It leaves me feeling spiritually focused and relaxed, and it's such a lovely scent as well. I have that. And other materials, including lavender, pine, sweet grass, and cloves can be burned safely. Well, I know there's a group of people who might have a problem with you using that sweet grass, but I won't even get into that. So, yeah, this book is $19.95 US price. This is going to be an expensive ass junk journal. Man, I made my notes. I said I would do this and I did it, but if you're looking for a book, get this one instead. Get this one instead. This is the better one. This one actually has stuff. It's a couple things in here you gotta go out of your way for, or you might have to make the night, like simple syrups. You might make that maybe the night before or earlier in the day. But outside of that, it's not too much in here. And the most stuff where they're talking about like using lavender bitters and stuff like that, you can work around that. You can work around it. There are, some exotic things in there, but it's not that serious. Potions, elixirs, and brews, I feel like you have to have a super well-stocked bar, be comfortable with dairy, and wanting eggs. And I don't have any of those things, and I don't plan on having a super well-stocked bar anytime soon. So this book's not for me. So that's my review of the book. It's not for me, and I now have an expensive junk journal, and I subscribe to this girl's channel, and I will support her because I felt so bad about the dang on book that now I'm about to become her super fan, because clearly I have an issue when I don't like something of not wanting to hurt someone's feelings. Not that she probably cares. I don't know, but not knowing is going to make me crazy. So now I'm her super fan. So that's the review. That's how I ended it. I am now her super fan on her YouTube channel. I got the alert bell and everything else. So I'll follow this girl to the end, all because I didn't like her book. So she should probably write more books, because I'll buy them just to support her, because, I'm a very crazy lady sometimes. So that's that. All right. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this live and for this video about this book. Before I let go, anybody want to say anything or got any questions? Yep, the alert bell, right? Yep, the tribe I study with only have 3 medicines: sage, cedar, sweetgrass. You're in Louisiana. I can't say more than what I have. However, I wish I could. I do what resonates with my soul, period. Exactly. I do what like I have different things. Because, she also talked about the Palo Santo, but I skipped that part. So I use this sometimes, not as much. Is one of the many sticks that I've started of Palo Santo. And of course, I have some sage over here as well, but I keep those on the ready. And I use incense as well for cleansing and purification, or to change the energy in the room. Like I had behind me, it's burned out since I started, but I had a lemon verbena incense. And I put that on the same category with anything else I'm smudging, because the whole purpose is to either cleanse, purify, or like I said, kind of just change the energy in my space. I knew I was feeling really hectic and crazy, and I was starting to feel tired. So I said the lemon kind of do over, cleanse my spirit a little bit, and the lemon verbena, and also give me a little pick me up as well. And that's what it did. I feel like I got a little bit more lively the more it burned. Okay, Gamma. Oh yeah, you agree. Yeah, but ugh, feel some kind of way doing that. But you feel the way you feel about it. I would not lie to you. I'm not exaggerating. I just picked out what about 3 different recipes in here, and I just told you guys what like it's just it's just not good. It's just not good. All right. So, any comments or extra questions you guys have about anything? It doesn't have to just be about this book or about Indigenous people. I mean, I only know so much. I don't think I can answer. I will say this though about the Indigenous people. Actually, since we're down this road, I'll wrap it up with this conversation. It is so interesting, and y'all all know what I'm talking about. Thank you, Coco. Thank you. Y'all know this thing, and it's not even just the thing of Black Americans doing it. I see so many people doing this. Everybody wants to claim Native American in their family or somewhere in their bloodline, there's Native American. I hear that all the time. Now, here's where it gets interesting with that. In my 40 channels for yeah. I'm approaching Chrome, not fully yet, but I'm approaching Chrome phase, and I'm celebrating that. I don't want to come across as 20 something year old and trying to me, this is 40. This is how I am. I'm, sporting what I'm really into here. This is 40. I practice magic. I sometimes a little off the wall, a little, crazy, a little weird alternative. I have my moments. Sometimes I've come across a little conservative, a goody two shoes. I've been told that. I think I do it on purpose because I like to kind of throw people off because you're so busy thinking I'm so sweet and so nice. You don't know what I'm really doing. That works to your advantage when you're one of those kind of people. Oh, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm 46. 46. Proudly so. Proudly. Because not many people got to say they were 46. So, I know some people have a problem with the aging thing or learning, which I find strange. Why would you have a problem watching a channel, somebody who said there's 46 and you're like 26 or 28? Why? Because if I find someone who's even much older than myself and you're doing it, actually, when I do, because I have found quite a few, I listen to that. I want to hear what you got to say. You've lived longer. You've experienced more. You can teach me something. Okay. So a bunch of all 40-year-old broads in here. Okay, got it. 40-year-old witches in here. Okay. But anyway, the Native American thing, I think we all claim that. A lot of us, or we know people who want to claim that. So a funny thing, if you're comfortable with taking these ancestry DNA kits, if you use one, and I have, and I've talked about it here before, there is none. There is none. I can tell you right now, on both sides of my family, they will swear up and down. There are quite a few who will swear up and down. And when you ask for how do they know that, they just know because somebody told them and they told them. There's never really a direct line. You're just going off of what somebody said. Oh, your cheekbones and stuff like that. So no, that's not the case. And my mom took the DNA test and my father. It's so funny because I had a conversation not too long ago with my father, and he was like, yeah, we have, Native American in the family. And I'm like, no, we don't. No, you don't. And I looked at his thing. No, you don't, sir. But yeah, also we have Indian in our family. Yeah, there's no proof. There's no proof. And I think there's something to be said for that, especially I want to say for Black Americans who grew up here in this country who say that. I do think it has something to do with, it has nothing to do with cultural appropriation and all that. It's to me more to do with, that seems, how do I say this? I don't want to say better than being Black, but I think it's growing up. growing up where I grew up, and when the way I heard kids talk about it, it was like a badge of honor to say that you are part Cherokee. We didn't know any other tribes. We didn't know any other peoples. We just knew Cherokee. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments. I only knew Cherokee. I assume I know I did learn in school there were others, but I only knew Cherokee, and that's what we all said, that we were part Cherokee. But I think that's what it's about, just having it's a badge of honor that you're a little something more. You know, you're not just a regular black kid, you're part Cherokee. Oh, you do know Omar? Yeah, it was always a thing, Cherokee. I don't know if that's a thing. I grew up, like I said, in Jersey, East Coast. I don't know if that was a thing with us, but I'm finding a lot of people all say that, so I don't know. Elizabeth Warren thought she was part Native American, and that didn't quite work out for her now, did it? Because she was told, I believe that woman, I believe she was told that she was, like a lot of us, but when it came to it, she wasn't. But on top of that, she was told, and she actually, put that on her college applications, and that's where things took a turn. Exactly, she tried it. It took a turn when she did that. Maybe, like, we were told that, but I'm not like filling that out on like college applications or for loans and things like that. And the only thing I could come back with, well, my dad did say we have it on both, and my mom said it, my grandmom said it. No, we're the regular, just African with some white mixed in. That's what we are across the board. Seriously, that's what we are. My daughter, interesting enough, when she did from her father's side, now that gets a little more interesting, because I was like, well, you stuff I don't even know. She has a very interesting, it's like 1% of this, 2% of that. Hers is much longer than mine. Yeah, I'm just of African and the British white people. Like, that's what I am, as it turns out. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I am proud of my ethnicity, my heritage, my bloodline. We don't claim it though. No, you don't claim that. No. I'm proud of it, even though it's a possibility that how I got some of my blood in me might not have been a very positive experience for my ancestors. And I reconciled that with, I just reached years ago. This is not a recent thing. And if you are somebody who struggles with this, I think ancestor work is very important for that. You can kind of shove that under shadow work and really try to get in a place where you are communicating with them, not to make excuses and make it all right, but just get in a place of trust for those spirits. And then you kind of got to understand or come to some realization of, how do you process what happens when you die? Because that's going to matter. So, all right, if I had a rapey, ancestor who raped one of my, raped someone, of African descent, and that, or if it happened more than once, and that's how we got all mixed up in my family, then okay, how do I reconcile that as someone who does, work with ancestors? Is that person in my ancestral line that I'm praying to, petitioning, and trying to commune with, and celebrating and revering and all that sort of stuff? Let me see, you guys on the big house slave quarters of the family that birthed my great grandfather and the dad. Mom, 2 kids are buried on the property. Wow. Yeah. Ooh, okay. Oh, well, you got, okay. All right, Coco. Mine's a little, one day I'll go into a tale about my family thing. Myth they died in 1700. We cannot have that moved. You can't have them moved. Ugh. But what I do, like I said, just briefly, because it was a lot of work. This wasn't a one sit down and I'm done type of thing. This kind of stuff bothered me. I think is after I got my ancestry DNA results, I really focused on this a little bit more. And I said, okay, that rapey person did this, that's not okay. Let's think about who they're connected to, their ancestral line. Were they all rapey and horrible people? Hopefully not. I work with my ancestors, and how I look at it is, when you pass on, there are certain things of your human experience that are no longer necessary. It's just not part of your transition. So including the negative and even some of the positive stuff of the negative things that you've done. Did they atone for that? Like, that's their personal journey. I'm not saying I'm petitioning and praying to rapey ancestors and they've changed. It's more like I just feel like that stuff gets sort of stripped away and you're dealing with a different type of energy. They're not the same. And I guess that probably, well, I'm about to explain away why I probably don't follow certain paths, spiritually speaking, because they assign human characteristics to certain spirits and ancestors. And I can't do that because if I think like that, then I'm back to the rapey dude that probably raped somebody and made part of my bloodline. If that makes any sense. You want a DNA test? You should get one, yeah. A ancestor devotion video? Yeah, I should. I think one of the reasons I don't is because I find that really private. Um, and usually I talk real. Okay, first off, when I do approach, because I've changed things around in my house, so the ancestor altar is technically a movable thing that's in my house. But when I sit down, if I'm alone, I talk out loud and I just say whatever. I could do a video, but I'm very personal, no holds bar. I figure they already know stuff anyway. And I just lay it out there. If I'm feeling some kind of way, if I'm feeling happy, um, I don't know. That's something to think about. Maybe I can, yeah. I like the idea of it, but I'm trying to think how I can do it with preserving some personal things about myself. Because I come and I just lay it all at the altar. I'm very open, but I don't know. I could do that. I'm sure there's something that'll happen that'll in the world on a general basis I could go to the altar about. Okay, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I finished my topic about the native thing. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I was saying something else and I cut myself off now. I can't remember what I was saying. No worries. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here unless you guys have anything else. I'm informed with my answers. It's a girl, I feel you. Okay, yeah. I feel like through communication, I don't know. It doesn't feel like I got some evil ancestor that I'm working with. I don't sense that. I have to believe in my intuition. You have to. I have to believe in what I'm feeling and the symbols and messages and dreams that I've received over the years are in fact true. Otherwise, what am I doing? So, yeah, I believe them, and I believe that they've transcended. So whatever happened then, where they are in the process of when I'm talking to the ancestors, that's not really for me to worry about. I almost see them as almost like a collective, so not necessarily individual. Yeah, they are. Right, Coco? I love everybody. I like that so many people said they weren't in their 40s. I don't know why that made me feel so good today. My birthday is coming up. I'm an Aries, so the season is coming. The season is coming. I don't know. I want to do something really fun this year. I don't know how that's possible with COVID, but I don't know. I want to do something. I'll figure it out to still do it safely. I don't know how. My husband will think it's something crazy for me to do. At worst, I'll go to Vegas. At worst, I would stay home, but I don't think he'll let me stay home. He'll take me somewhere to celebrate. All right, so I'm done, I think. Yeah, no more. Okay, I'm done. Thanks again, everybody, for watching, and those who caught me live. I appreciate it. Something new I'm doing. I'm still a little rusty, but I'm doing it. So thanks again for watching. Thanks for subscribing and liking. I've reached over 500. I can't believe that I don't know what it is today, but I am over 500 subscribers, which is like super exciting that this is happening because real talk, there is a bias with some of us older witches. Let's just be honest. I think a lot of people like the younger 20, like if my daughter at 24 started, she'd probably blow up. I want her to do that, but she won't. But anyway, and she'll probably watch this later. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, but I would love for her to, and oh my gosh, she just texted me when I said that. Anyway, I would love for her to do that. But I feel like there's a bias with some of us older chicks. I do. But thanks again. All right, bye. I'm getting off now. I'm rambling now. Thanks again for watching. Bye bye.